Shut up and sit down.
Oh, hello and welcome to a North Wales side-by-side video. I'm back where all the fun started the other night with the two police officers who stopped me for having no brake lights. And this is the road I was coming down, and it's a long hill into Old Colwyn, and it's a 20 miles an hour zone. And I've got the car set up exactly as I had it set up when they were following me. We're set up I'm doing 20 miles an hour. If I'm coming down the hill here now and I touch the brakes, you can see the red light come on in the mirror. Car's still slowing down, and I haven't touched the brakes, and the brake light has yet not illuminated unless I put my foot on the brakes. Now if I take my foot off the throttle, which I have done now, you'll see that the car slows down, and it slows down quite nicely. And all I'm doing is controlling my speed on the throttle. I don't need to use the brakes. This is what a lot of people don't understand about hybrids and electric cars. The regen braking, even on a hill, is very strong. And all the time I'm coming down this hill, I'm just creating more and more EV and battery for the next stage of my journey. And all it comes down to is being able to read the road conditions, set the gap between you and the car in front, and keep the gap. For those people that have said in the comments, it's my fault if somebody runs into the back of me. No, it's not my fault. It's the fault of the person that runs into the back of you. They're the ones who have to keep the correct gap, a safe gap. So if anything happens in front of them, they can react to it and stop. Right, I'm coming up to the roundabout now that I actually turned off at. And I'm going to indicate like I indicated when the police were following me. Come off the throttle, roll up to the give way, and I'm going to make my manoeuvre. And I'm going to go down the same road I went down. And now I've got a car following me. I'm going to let him follow me. And I'm going to stick to the 20 mile an hour speed limit, which is the speed limit down here, which is what I did with the police officer following me. As you can see there, 18 miles an hour. I'm coming up a hill now, and I'm controlling the car on the throttle to keep the speed. Still have not had to use my brakes. This is something you can do in a hybrid or an electric car. Control your speed on the throttle. Still haven't used my brakes. The speed illumination sign down the road is now lit up, even though I'm doing 20 miles an hour. I don't know what it's saying. Oh, it's telling me I'm doing 19 miles an hour. 18 miles an hour. I'm actually doing 19. But I'll show you where he stopped me now and how I stopped. I've got nobody behind me. I'm now going slightly uphill. This is where he pulled me over. I'm just going to take my foot off the throttle. And this is what the car did. Haven't touched the brakes. That brake light has not come on. And the car's doing 0 miles an hour. And this is how I pulled the car over. And my brake lights haven't come on. This is the point where the two coppers got out the car and walked. One walked that side of the car, one came to this window. And once they got to that point, I put my foot on the brake, put it into park, but they didn't see the brake lights come on. Yes, I antagonised the police. I'm still on the hill, car's not moving. You can see, if I put my foot on the brakes, you can see in the mirror, brake light illuminates, take my foot off the brake, and the car doesn't move, doesn't go backwards, doesn't go forwards. And that's how I brought the car to a halt without putting the brake lights on this hill, which is where he pulled me over. Yes, I did wind them up a little bit by doing that. And yes, the brake lights never came on. But they need to learn. The police need to learn. If they're following EVs or hybrid cars, that they can actually drive, control the speed by using the throttle and not applying the brakes. But that's all about learning to read the road, getting your gap right, watching the cars in front of you. If they slow down, and you can see they've slowed down, because 99% of people put their foot on the brakes, you just take your foot off the throttle and these things slow down remarkably quick. And that's all I was doing. I was driving and using the technology I've got in the car to do what I did. Nothing more, nothing less. I'll do another stop here, but this time I'm going to point the camera at the mirror. I'm doing 22 miles an hour up this hill. I'll take my foot off the throttle. You can see the mirror. Cars come to a halt. We're doing 0 miles an hour. If you're watching the mirror, you will have seen I did that manoeuvre again without any brakes and brought the car to a halt. If he'd have stopped me on a flat piece of road, then I would have had to use the brake pedal just to stop the car. But because he stopped me on a hill, I can take advantage of what this car can do. And that's all I did. I played to my advantage. And I wasn't bothered about wasting his time. And no, he wasn't wasting my time. Because I think a lot of the time the authorities are just out there for an easy fine. We're easy money, us motorists. They're going to get us for something. And it's good fun sometimes just to get one over on them. Okay, my car might be marked now and they might be looking out for me, but I'm doing nothing wrong, and if I do nothing wrong, I've got nothing to worry about. Maybe the odd tug, so what? What are they going to find wrong with the car? Nothing. I'm too hot on maintenance. This car's maintained to the book. Tyres, I never let them go below 2mm. I change them religiously. I check my tyres every week. I check my lights every single day. I know there's nothing wrong with the car when I go out in it, and I know things can go wrong whilst you're out. Bulbs can blow, but this car is a full LED equipped car, so unless an LED module goes down, there's nothing I can do about that. If a police officer pulls me over and I'm aware one of my modules has gone down and I'm out in the car, then I'll thank him. I'll say, thanks, I am aware, and the car is booked in to go and get checked out at the dealership, because it's not a bulb, it's not something I can change at the side of the road, it's a module that's gone down. The dealership are aware of it and they're going to sort it out tomorrow, and normally that's all you need to tell them, and they'll normally do what they did the other night, throw me a ticket. Once it's been sorted, we just go through the same procedure I went through the other night, take his ticket, go get it fixed, get it signed off, send it back to him, and that's all I did. Gave me a ticket, I went to the MOT station, I got it signed off, I put it back in the envelope, sent it back to the police officer. But he couldn't rescind the ticket even after I'd showed him the brake lights were working, after he'd given it to me, which is when I showed him they were working. And then I explained to him what the car was, because they don't know. They really are not very well trained. They're not as well educated as people think they are. They're out there for one reason: collect as much money as they possibly can. And that's all they're out there for. They're given targets, and that's what they go out to try and achieve, month in, month out. How many people can we stop speeding? How many people can we stop with defects on their cars? But I want to know, why are they not picking on the people that have only got one headlight working? Because I see that day in, day out. Cars, vans with one headlight. And you don't just see it once, you'll see the same car for week after week after week, and they still haven't fixed the fault, and they haven't been pulled over. Yet they'll go and do stupid things like they did with me and pull me over thinking I've got no brake lights. If they PNC'd the car and they know what the car is, they should have some knowledge of the car's capabilities, but they haven't got a clue. They're not car guys, a lot of these coppers. They're just jobsworths. That's all they are. Little Hitlers and little bullies. That's all I can say about them. Little jobsworths. Anyhow, thank you for watching another North Wales side-by-side video. Thanks for watching. Please consider liking, please consider subscribing.